This week we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of actually talking about playing the guitar, I'm going to revisit my very first blog entry from about 3 years ago when I first started doing my pre-lesson blog where it was just guitar tips and advice and all that other junk. I had an entry called My Little Black Bag, and it was about all the junk I take to a gig. I've took a bunch of time off performing regularly. This year I'm back playing on a pretty regular basis, so I kind of went through and revised what I bring in my cable bag in terms of tools and cables and extra junk and whatnot. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little tour of all the junk that goes in the one bag I bring to gigs. Next week we're going to take a look at my pedal board and some of the rest of the stuff that I bring. But I figured instead of talking about, right hand technique or licks or any of that other stuff, today we do a little bit of the gear stuff. So here you go, the tour of my new little black bag. Alright, so I've got all my stuff spread out all over the place. That goes in this bag right here. The bag was like a $20 bag I got from Musician's Friend on special. Nothing very exciting. It's just nice because it has compartments for all this stuff. The first row here, these are microphone cables. On a typical club gig, I'll have a vocal microphone cable because I have to sing. A lot of times we'll mic my amp to run through the PA, which is a 20 watt or 22 watt deluxe reverb. So we do a little bit of sound reinforcement. And then that cable right there is the loaner cable. If someone's going to borrow a mic cable from me, we know which one is mine because it's that color. No one can steal it. Instrument cables, I used to use regular Proco cables. I used to use real expensive cables, but I kill stuff pretty easily, and they pretty much sound the same when you're playing in a bar to 50 people, so it's not really that big of a deal. So one for the instrument to the pedal board, one for my pedal board to the amp, and then an extra in case I have a failure or if somebody forgets. Usually it's just sits there in my bag, which is why it's not dirty like the other ones. Then we've got an extra speaker cable. Sometimes I'll bring a head and cabinet, but not too often, but it's nice to have a spare. An extra patch cable in case I want to stick another pedal in my pedal board, or if something goes bad in my pedal board. That's just a spare. These are your IUC computer cables, or IEC. Basically, I use one for my computer, or for my pedal board. The other is a spare. The PA head that I use usually uses that too, so it's just nice to have an extra in my bag. Plus, there'll be an extra in my pedal board. There's nothing worse than getting someplace and not having power, which has happened to me. Another Don't Steal Me cable. I used to carry power strips around. Everyone's got power strips in the group I play with. This is just kind of nice if I need to get power to my side of the stage. I got 3 outlets, but for the most part, I'm not really too concerned about actually having a full power strip anymore. And then a couple of extension cords, black ones. If I need to just go a few feet, you're always just a couple feet from an outlet, it seems. And then I've also got an outlet on the front of my pedal board. So if there's only one outlet available to me, I can power the pedal board and then take one of these black cords and run it back to my amp, and then I'm all self-contained off one outlet. So it's just nice to have lots of extension cords. You never know what you're going to deal with. All right, so then we've got the important stuff here. Business cards. You never know when people need to get a hold of you. These are for the group. These are for me because I'm always like, hey, I teach, or whatever. So and people are like, hey, where can I get a hold of you to hire you? I can't tell you how many gigs I've probably lost because I haven't had sufficient business cards. These are extra picks. I don't really use these kinds of picks anymore, but sometimes the ones I use don't sound the best for certain things. Earplugs. I like this because I can set it on top of my amp. It's full of the picks I actually do use. And it's just nice because I know how to grab it real quick, and it's not like these I tend to end up dumping all over the place if it's a bag. Flashlight, kind of handy on dark stages. Slide if I need it. I have a tuner in my pedal board, but I keep that one in the bag just in case I need to tune off stage away from my stuff. Extra mic clip because I have a habit of breaking them off my mic stand. And the microphones. This is my main vocal mic. It's a Beta 58 by Shure. This is just kind of a spare. It's a Beta 57. And then this is actually what I use for my guitar cabinet, which is a Sennheiser E609. The nice thing about this is that it'll hang from a cable. I can just drape it over the front of the cabinet. And in the next video where I show my amp and my pedal board, I'll show you how I do that. And just, you hang it over the top, it's there, there's no extra stand on the stage. This cable is for plugging an iPod or an iPhone into the PA system if we need break music. It's just kind of handy to have. It's the mini plug, and then this has RCAs and then 1/4-inch adapters depending on the situation. I got a capo, got extra strings, extra battery for pedals, restringing tools, pencils if I need to mark up a chart, Sharpie if I need to make a new set list, highlighter, I'm not sure why that's in there because that's the worst thing to use on stage, and then a pen. Restringing tools, they go in this mic bag, it's just kind of easy to keep them all in one place. The group I play in occasionally wears ties, and I'm famous for forgetting ties, so I actually keep a couple ties in my gig bag. Here's a song list. These are all the songs that we're responsible for. There's about 150 on this list. And it's got the keys and who sings them on there. I don't know if you can actually see that. These binder clips I found are real handy in case I need to stick a set list on something, or if I want my sheet music to stay on a music stand and it's windy outside. They usually just kind of ride in my bag though. And then this is a pretty cool guitar stand from Hercules. It's nice because it fits in my cable bag. Let's see if I can do this one-handed here. And then it folds out pretty easily, and it'll hold an instrument. Hope you're not getting seasick from this. Alright, so there's my guitar stand, so I don't have to have one more trip or one more hand's worth of stuff. So that's all of the junk here that I actually bring. You know, and you can see there's a lot of redundancy here. I bring one extra pretty much of everything.